Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, welcome. I'm Deidre. If you're returning, it is great to see you. Make sure you like this video and hit subscribe down below. I kind of wanted to touch base with y'all about, sorry, I'm going to work while I'm talking to you. I just have a lot on my mind and I'm very excited. And also there's lots of just feelings and things going on. Not bad, just, we'll talk about it. So, first, I haven't edited my Chatty video from the other day, so I need to edit so I can upload. But I had to do a biometric screening for my work for my health insurance. And so I have to do blood work every year. And so I did that last Tuesday. And I got the report back Friday. Well, my days are all jacked up right now. So yeah, I got it back on Friday. And then I had noticed that for the first time since 2016, my fasting blood sugar is normal. I was so ecstatic that it was normal because, like I said, it has not been since before 2016. I don't even know when, before 2016. I just know in 2016, I got diagnosed with prediabetes and put on metformin, and I've been on it ever since. So I'm hoping that means if I keep walking, keep doing what I'm supposed to do, I can get that, I can get off the medication. Y'all, I'm so excited about that. So that was really exciting. And then I don't know if I went into it in my other video, and I don't know if I talked about it last week. I'll have to go back and double check. So I've been kind of deep diving into why I do the things I do. Why do I have such a emotional relationship with food? Why do I eat my feelings? Because I do think at some point you have to address the reason you overeat. And I don't ever address it. I don't talk about it. I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm this, I'm that, I eat my feelings, and we move on. And so I kind of mentioned it to my therapist a couple weeks ago at our last session. And she was like, oh yeah, we can, just kind of whatever. And so today, I did a virtual visit because I didn't take a lunch today. I've been very busy trying to finish this project. But I was chatting with her today and I said, I've been going down this road. I have been exploring these things. I don't have an actual eating disorder. I don't have binge eating disorder or anything like that. And I told her, I was I totally know, when I'm going into eat, I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. It's not I'm not blacking out. I'm not just going because I've been researching it and reading more about it, just trying to understand the differences. And I told her, I said, I just go and I just eat. And, I'm not hungry and I'm not this and I'm not that. And she was asking me about how my parents felt about food when I was growing up. Were they part of the Clean Plate Club? And I looked at her and I was honestly, I can't even remember. And I mentioned it to my sister and she didn't say anything either. So I don't know if she doesn't remember either. So I don't know if my parents required that I finish all of the food on my plate. I guess I could ask my parents. But I don't even know if they're going to remember, So I don't know. I don't know if they required us to do that. I would assume that maybe not. Don't get me wrong. I've heard the children in Africa are starving, you need to eat your food type of thing. But I don't think it's ever been like that. So I don't know. That's just my perspective on it. But we were talking about growing up and what did that look like for us. And I was explaining how everyone always says it takes a village. Currently, in the day and age that we're in, I don't feel like people really rally to help each other like they used to. But growing up, my sister raised me. She's 8 years older than I am. And she has a lot of guilt for trying to do her best Like, she knew I needed vegetables, so she would make me macaroni and cheese and vegetables. My sister's 8 years older than me. She was a baby raising a baby, and she shouldn't have been, to be honest. But that's how things were back then. Like, my parents didn't have money for daycare necessarily. And, my preschool hired her so that they knew that she was eating and that she was there to like be looked after and like help out around the school and while I was there. And then, she would walk me to home from kindergarten and stuff. And once her bus driver realized that she was getting off the bus at my elementary school to walk me home, they started having me get on the bus with them and dropping us off at our bus stop much closer to home, because we were walking 2 miles on busy streets to get home in the, late 80s. And, but that we had to get home. So, that's how it was back then. And it wasn't a big deal, like these days, oh my God, if you asked your kid to walk 2 miles to school, I think people would have a heart attack. But that's what happened back then. And, she was asking if I have any anger, like about my childhood. And I don't have anger about like some of those things. But the problem is I don't remember. And I don't know if I've blocked a lot of it out. So we really kind of like went into that today about my eating, my feelings, my parents, my sister, my childhood, and just like really started talking about all of those types of things. And so, yeah, it was such a good counseling session. Like, I really feel like we made some progress. Like, not that we weren't making progress, but I just felt like we were really, doing some digging. Whereas I feel like we just kind of coast through sometimes. And so, I appreciated her humoring me and having that conversation. But at the end of it, she's like, I am really glad that we had this conversation today. She's like, I have such a better understanding of who you are now and why you do the things you do. Because I had been telling her that I've been frustrated because I feel like I have a problem with commitment. There's certain things that I'll commit to and I'm like, there's no question about it. But there's other things like my health, for instance, that I will commit to and then I'll wander off this way. And so I'm trying to be better about that because I don't want to be that person. I like to be good to my word, but why can't I keep my word to myself? Why can I keep my word to everyone else, but for myself, it doesn't matter. I can cheat myself. It's okay. So that's kind of like what prompted our conversation today. I was telling her that I had done a 24-hour fast last week, really to challenge myself and prove to myself that I could stick something out, that I could do what I was trying to do. And so we really talked about that. And so we're going to keep having these conversations and seeing where things go and what we can learn. But I told her, I said, I honestly, like, I remember bits and pieces of my childhood, but I don't remember a lot of it. I remember some things. Like my first memories, I think, are at like 5-ish, like 4 or 5. And they're just, like I said, sporadic. And so I don't know if I've just blocked stuff out. I don't know. But yeah, it was a really good chat. I feel like we have something to really work on. I did have to do my updated tests for depression, anxiety, and like grief, about like PTSD. And so I had that conversation with her today about like my results. She kind of took a peek and she's like, oh my gosh, Deidre, your scores have improved so much, because in April I tested and I was at like a 14 and an 18 on my questionnaire for grief and depression. But that's when I started kind of sliding down again and they increased my medication. So when I took it the other day, I was down to a 4, I think, on both of those, but my anxiety one went up like 1 point. But I told her I think that's my doing because I've just been a little stressed because I have taken on a lot. And so I'm trying to learn to back off a little bit. So I just wanted to share like a quick catch up. I found this super fascinating. I have started listening to an audiobook that an old therapist recommended to me called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. And I never finished it. I don't even know if I still have the book. I probably do somewhere. But I actually was telling a girlfriend about it today. And I started listening to it today. So I'm going to listen to it so I can, get a better understanding of that. But yeah, it's been a self-exploration kind of moment. I told her that, like I know grief doesn't have anything to do with my weight necessarily, but like this is like where I'm at mentally. Like this is really what I want to focus on. And so I feel like she heard me and is like on the same page with me now. So I'm very grateful for that. So I just wanted to share a little bit. Obviously, we're not going to go into detail about all the things my counselor and I spoke about. And I'm not going to share things about like my family and stuff like that. Because it's between all of us and for me to work out. So yeah, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. And I hope that you will subscribe down below and make sure to like this video. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.